Have you ever wondered what it truly means to live a long, fulfilling life? Not just adding years to your age, but adding life to your years. Imagine waking up at 90 or even 100 years old, feeling steady on your feet, enjoying the laughter of your family, and still having the clarity to read the morning paper or tend to your favorite garden. For many of us, that might sound like a dream, but in Japan, it's a reality lived by thousands of men and women every single day. Japan is home to some of the longest living people on Earth. In places like Okinawa, it's not unusual to meet someone who has crossed the century mark and still carries themselves with surprising energy and joy. And it isn't just luck or good genes. Over decades, researchers and doctors have studied their way of life, uncovering small, daily habits that seem to protect both body and mind. These habits are simple. No miracle drugs, no secret potions, just practical wisdom woven into the fabric of daily living. I want you to picture an old Japanese village at sunrise. The air is fresh, the streets are quiet, and the elders are already beginning their day. One walks slowly to the market, another tends to her plants, while a group gathers near a small wooden bench to share morning tea. There's no rush, no pressure, just steady rhythms of life. And within these rhythms lies the secret to longevity. Now I know what you might be thinking. That sounds wonderful, but I don't live in Japan. I live here with my own busy routines, my own challenges. And you are right, none of us can completely copy another culture. But what we can do is learn from it. We can take the lessons Japanese elders and doctors have shared and adapt them into our own lives, one step at a time. In this video, we will explore 7 of those lessons, 7 habits that, if you choose to embrace them, can make your days lighter, your body stronger, and your years longer. These are not extreme changes, nor do they require wealth or youth. They are gentle shifts in the way you eat, move, rest, and even think about life. And the beauty of these habits is that they can begin at any age. So tonight, as you listen, I encourage you to imagine how each piece of wisdom might fit into your own journey. Some may feel familiar, others may be new, but all of them carry the potential to add not just years to your life, but joy to your days. Let's begin with the very first habit, a practice so simple yet so powerful. It has guided generations of Japanese elders to long-held, healthy lives. It's called harahachibu, and it might just change the way you look at your next meal. Tip 1, practice harahachibu. Stop eating at 80% full. The first lesson Japanese doctors often share is something called hara hachibu. It is a phrase that comes from Okinawa, an island known for having one of the highest numbers of centenarians in the world. Translated, it means eat until you are 80% full. At first, it sounds almost too simple, but hidden in those words is one of the most powerful habits for protecting both your body and your mind. Think about the way we often eat in modern life. The plate is full, the portions are large, and the habit is to keep going until every last bite is gone. Sometimes we even eat quickly, distracted by television or phones, without noticing that our body has already had enough. By the time we realize we are full, it's too late. We have already overeaten. Over time, this puts stress on the body, especially the heart, blood vessels, and digestion. The Okinawan elders live differently. They pause, they take smaller portions, they chew slowly, enjoying the taste of each bite. And when their stomach feels about 80% satisfied, they stop. That small pause prevents the body from being overloaded. It helps digestion, balances weight, and reduces the risk of diseases that come from overeating. Doctors now know this practice has another benefit. Eating a little less doesn't just protect your waistline. It may also reduce inflammation in the body and slow down the aging process. It's like giving your body space to breathe instead of pushing it to work overtime. You don't need to count calories or follow a strict diet to practice hara hachi bu. All it takes is paying attention. Put your fork down for a moment, notice how you feel, and stop before you feel heavy. With time, this simple habit can become second nature, and your body will thank you with steady energy, lighter steps, and a calmer mind. Tip 2. Stay active with gentle movement. The second habit that Japanese elders often share is the practice of gentle daily movement. Now, when I say movement, I don't mean running marathons or lifting heavy weights. In fact, many of the oldest men and women in Japan have never set foot in a modern gym. What they do instead is far simpler and perhaps far more sustainable. If you visit a small Japanese neighborhood in the morning, you'll often see elders stepping outside to sweep the walkway, water the plants, or stroll to the local market. Some gather in groups for slow exercises known as Ragio Taiso or radio calisthenics. It's a short routine of stretching, bending, and moving the body in rhythm to music or radio instructions, something that has been practiced across Japan for generations. These movements are light, but they keep the joints flexible, the muscles engaged, and the circulation flowing. The secret is consistency, not intensity. The body, especially as it grows older, thrives on steady motion. Just 15 or 20 minutes a day can improve balance, keep stiffness away, and protect against the slow decline of muscle strength. Doctors now know that these simple daily actions can even reduce the risk of falls, one of the biggest dangers for older adults. But beyond the physical benefits, movement brings something else: connection. Walking to a neighbor's house, joining a small group for morning stretches, or even tending to your garden gives you purpose. It gently reminds you that your body is not meant to sit still all day. It is designed to move, to bend, to stretch, and to carry you through the moments of life. You don't need a perfect routine. Maybe for you it's a morning walk around the block, a few gentle stretches by the window, or even standing up during television breaks to loosen your shoulders. The important thing is to make movement a natural part of your day, not a chore, but a gift to your body. In Japan, elders who keep moving often remain strong and independent well into their 90s. And that is a gift worth embracing. Tip 3. Nurture your mind and spirit through connection. There is a saying in Japan: a person becomes old when they stop talking with others. It might sound simple, but it carries a truth that many doctors there emphasize. Human connection is just as vital to longevity as food or exercise. Picture an elderly man in a small coastal village. Each morning he takes the same path to a tiny tea house where a group of friends is waiting. They laugh about old stories, share worries about the weather, and talk about their families. Nothing extraordinary, just conversation, light and genuine. Yet this daily ritual feeds something deep inside, something that science now confirms. Social bonds strengthen not only the heart, but also the mind. Japanese doctors warn that loneliness is as harmful to health as smoking or high blood pressure. It creeps in quietly, weakening the immune system, raising stress, even clouding memory. On the other hand, maintaining warm relationships, whether with family, friends, or neighbors, has been shown to protect against depression, dementia, and even early death. In Okinawa, there is a special word, moi. It means a lifelong circle of friends who support one another, financially if needed, but more often emotionally. Members of a moai meet regularly, share meals, offer help, and celebrate together. Imagine the strength of having such a circle in your life. People who know you, who notice if you don't show up, who remind you that you matter. Now you might be thinking, I don't live in Okinawa. I don't have a moai. And that's okay. Connection doesn't have to be formal or structured. It can be a phone call to an old friend, a friendly chat with the neighbor while checking the mail, or even joining a local club, a church group, or a community class. What matters is presence. the act of reaching out, of sharing life with others. Doctors in Japan often remind their patients, you cannot live long and well if you try to do it alone. A strong body begins with a strong spirit, and a strong spirit is nurtured in the company of others. Tip 4. Embrace restful sleep as a daily medicine. If food is the fuel for your body and movement is its rhythm, then sleep is the quiet repair shop that keeps everything running smoothly. Japanese doctors often remind their patients, a long life is not just built in the daylight hours. It is also protected in the silence of the night. Imagine an elderly woman in Kyoto. Each evening, she follows a simple ritual. She turns off the bright lights, sips a warm cup of tea without caffeine, and spends a few quiet minutes stretching before bed. Her room is uncluttered, the bedding fresh, the air slightly cool. She lies down, closes her eyes, and lets her body sink into rest. This routine is not complicated, but it is powerful. Night after night, it allows her body to heal, her memory to sharpen, and her spirit to rise again with the morning sun. In Japan, sleep is treated almost like medicine. Doctors warn against sacrificing rest for the sake of work or entertainment because they see how lack of sleep weakens the immune system, raises blood pressure, and clouds the mind. On the other hand, consistent, restful sleep lowers the risk of heart disease, supports healthy weight, and even slows down the aging of the brain. What makes this advice timeless is that it doesn't require luxury. You don't need expensive pillows or the latest gadgets. What you need is rhythm, going to bed and waking up at roughly the same time each day, creating a calm space where the mind understands it is time to rest, and perhaps most importantly, giving yourself permission to rest without guilt, without rushing. So tonight ask yourself, is my bedroom a place of rest or a place of distraction? Do I allow my body the full gift of 7 or 8 hours of sleep? If the answer is no, consider making a gentle change. Start with one habit, dimming the lights earlier, turning off the television sooner, or keeping your phone away from the bed. Little by little, your nights will grow deeper and your days will feel brighter. Because longevity is not just about how long you live, but how well you sleep along the way. Tip 5. Eat close to nature. Let's talk about food for a moment. Now, I know we've all heard the saying, you are what you eat. But in Japan, especially among the elders who live the longest, this isn't just a phrase, it's a way of life. Their meals are simple, colorful, and close to nature. Instead of heavy processed foods, they fill their plates with vegetables, seaweed, tofu, fish, rice, and seasonal fruits. You'll often see small bowls, each with a different flavor and color, almost like a little rainbow at the table. It's not about eating a lot, but about eating wisely. And because their meals are lighter, the body digests them more easily, leaving energy for living instead of fighting food. Think about it. When was the last time you truly enjoyed a plate of fresh, simple food? Maybe it was a crisp salad in summer, a warm bowl of soup on a chilly evening, or a piece of fruit so ripe it dripped with sweetness. That joy of natural flavor is something the Japanese elders hold on to. Doctors explain that this way of eating protects against heart disease, diabetes, and even memory loss. It keeps the body fueled without being overworked. And you don't have to change everything overnight. You can start small, add an extra vegetable to your plate, swap one processed snack for something fresh, or choose fish instead of red meat once in a while. Food, when chosen wisely, becomes more than just fuel. It becomes daily medicine. And as the elders in Japan show us, it can be the difference between merely living longer and living better. Tip 6. Find peace through mindful moments. As the day begins to fade and the sky softens into twilight, there is a lesson the Japanese elders hold close: the importance of peace within. Doctors in Japan often remind their patients that a calm mind supports a long life, and that stress, when left unchecked, can quietly shorten our years. In many Japanese homes, you'll see small rituals of calm. An elder might sit by the window with a cup of green tea, watching the garden in silence. Another may light incense, bow their head, and breathe slowly for a few moments before bed. These habits are not about religion or rules. They are about creating space for stillness in a noisy world. When the heart is calm, blood pressure lowers, the immune system strengthens, and the mind grows clearer. Modern science now confirms what these elders have practiced for centuries. Mindfulness and relaxation are as vital as exercise or diet in protecting health. You don't need hours of meditation to find peace. It could be as simple as closing your eyes, taking a deep breath, and letting the tension in your shoulders melt away. Or stepping outside for 5 quiet minutes at sunset, feeling the air on your skin, listening to the birds. These small pauses add up, protecting not just your body, but your spirit. Longevity isn't only about what we do for the body, it's also about how we care for the heart and mind. By embracing mindful moments each day, you give yourself the gift of peace, which may be the greatest medicine of all. Tip 7. Live with purpose every day. The final lesson Japanese doctors often share is perhaps the most powerful of all: living with a sense of purpose. In Japan, there is a word for this: Ikigai. Roughly translated, it means a reason for being, the thing that gets you out of bed in the morning with a sense of meaning. For some elders, their Ikigai is tending a small vegetable garden. For others, it's caring for grandchildren, teaching a traditional craft, or even volunteering in their community. The activity itself doesn't matter as much as the feeling it brings, that your life matters, that you still have something to give, and that tomorrow is worth looking forward to. Doctors have noticed that elders who hold on to a purpose tend to stay healthier, both physically and mentally. They walk more, they laugh more, and they are less likely to slip into depression. Purpose acts like an invisible thread, tying the days together, giving them weight and color. Without it, time can feel empty. With it, time becomes a gift. You don't need to discover some grand mission. Your purpose could be as simple as cooking a meal for your family, calling a friend who lives alone, or learning something new just for the joy of it. What matters is that it gives you energy, that it lights a spark inside. And so, as we come to the end of these 7 lessons from Japan's oldest doctors, let's take a moment to reflect. Longevity isn't just about counting years, it's about filling those years with health, connection, peace, and meaning. Eat with balance, move gently but often, treasure your relationships, protect your sleep, choose foods close to nature, embrace mindful moments, and above all, live with purpose. Each of these habits is simple on its own, but when combined, they form a way of life, one that has carried countless men and women to the age of 90, 100, and even beyond. The beauty is, you don't have to live in Okinawa or Kyoto to begin. You can start wherever you are, with whatever you have, today. So I want to leave you with this gentle challenge. Choose just one of these habits and begin practicing it this week. Don't aim for perfection, just consistency. Over time, the small steps will carry you farther than you might imagine. If you found this video helpful, I invite you to subscribe to the channel Senior Health Master 247 so we can continue exploring more ways to care for your health and spirit together. And if you know someone who could benefit from these lessons, share this video with them. It may be the encouragement they need. Above all, I wish you good health, a clear and joyful mind, bright eyes to see the beauty of each new morning, and restful nights that prepare you for tomorrow's happiness. May your days be long, your steps be steady, and your heart be full of purpose. Because a long life is not measured only in years. It is measured in the love you give, the peace you feel, and the joy you carry with you every single day.